Hey, if you're watching this, the title caught you by surprise, or caught your interest, I'd say. I'm going to be talking about a Demon Slayer theory that I think definitely can be headcanon, but I think makes sense canonically in the story about Tanjiro's ancestor. Before I go any further, this is if you came to this channel, then I make videos on pretty much anything. If somebody tells me to make something on something, I do it. If I feel like it, if I get a random thought. This is one of the rare videos where I'm not drunk because I am currently working. So, I'm not always drunk, but not right now. I ain't. Okay, so spoiler alert for anybody who is anime only for the series Demon Slayer, Kimetsu-no-yaiba, whatever you want to call it. If that is all you watch is the anime, then you may not want to continue. I'm going to give you a soft spoiler about what this theory is about. It's about Tanjiro's ancestor and their relationship with the first breath user, the one we seen in Muzan's flashback, when he first saw Tanjiro and the earrings, the thing that got him all scared and riled up, the reason he hates Tanjiro. So, if you don't really care about that, no, I will say I do have to talk about some tiny stuff, but yeah, I won't try to go too spoiler heavy if you are interested in that, so you can stay. But if you are super against spoilers, I'd say skip that or skip this video. That's cool. But this theory is about Tanjiro's ancestry, right? So one thing that we know in this series is that hair color, hair stuff, it's been genetic. These people, they have like very flamboyant hairstyles and stuff like that, and we've seen it passed down through generations. We've seen it with Tanjiro and his dad, Tanjiro dad and the ancestor who starts it off. We don't see all of the ancestors, but we do know in the Tanjiro family that being the firstborn and being a child of fire or whatnot, whatever the cold person has, the old man, I'm not really sure. I know the person who made Tanjiro's sword had said, but being born with red and black hair in Tanjiro's family is not something that's out of the normal. Doesn't happen for all of the kids, but it does happen for some of them, with Tanjiro being included. We also know that breath styles is not for everyone, and that breathing differently and stuff like that is kind of something that has been hinted towards being genetic, or kind of a little bit genetic versus what's also taught to you and what's best for you and whatnot. And we learned that every breathing style is an offshoot of sun breathing, and just in a way a copy. So first and only sun breather is Yoriichi. And what does he have? He has black and red hair. He has the same marks that Tanjiro has and that Tanjiro's dad has. He has the sun breathing, which, I think I said that, but he has that. And I'm not sure, but I think it's either Hinokami Kagura is sun breathing, or it's the closest thing to sun breathing. Like, it's like if we had to rank them all, sun breathing is the best, and this one is like 99.9% sun breathing. It's up there. It's good enough, but it's not sun breathing. And then we know one other thing. Yoriichi has a twin brother who is it will be later revealed, and this is a spoiler for, I already went there, but Yoriichi's twin brother is Upper Moon 1. And from their backstory, what we learn is that Yoriichi's twin brother wanted to be a swordsman. He wanted to be the best swordsman. That's all he cared about. It was, real samurai action back then. He really wanted that. And so he basically did whatever he could to get power. But he couldn't do sun breathing. He could do what is either the second best or the third best breathing technique, which is moon breathing. And with moon breathing, You know, it's strong, but actually, moon breathing, it really isn't that important to what I'm trying to say. Yoriichi's twin brother, whose name I forgot, I'm gonna refer to him as Upper Moon One. He abandoned his family. They throw that line in there. It's not held up on. It's not big. It's not anything like that. But in the manga and eventually in the anime, he mentions that he abandoned his wife and 2 children because because he wanted to get stronger. He wanted more power. He wanted to, be the best, and he wanted to learn how to be the best and just keep up with his brother, or surpass his brother. But we never get to see those children, I don't think. I do think we get to see one, which leads to my point of Tanjiro's ancestor, the one who first learned Hinokami Kagura. I believe that was Yoriichi's nephew. It's not stated anywhere. It's not anything like that. And just to back the point, the Mist Pillar, it's revealed that he's a descendant of the Upper Moon One, before he turned into a human. So Upper Moon One, at least one of his children lived on to have children, and his bloodline succeeded and had succession for at least 300, 400 years, up until the point of the main story. So that's not without question right there. We already know that. My thing is, it just makes too much sense to me to not be like canon. It can be head canon if that's what you want. That's what it is for me. But in a sense of the story, it makes so much sense. Now, we know Yoriichi lived to be 85, the ripe old age of 85. He lived that long, and he was still a good swordsman and all that stuff by that time. And him and his brother, when they first meet back up and things in the story, I believe they're in their early 20s. So if Yoriichi's brother, Upper Moon One, already had children and stuff by then, when we see Tanjiro's ancestor learning the Hinokami Kagura dance, he gets shown it once and he learns it. That could be years later. It looks like it's years later. Yoriichi, he walks around. He doesn't seem so happy, soft-spoken or whatever. He also doesn't, he just kind of seems a little bit stockier to me. So, maybe he was older, probably in his 30s or 40s. But besides the point, either way, that looked like it was years later. Now, how much sense would it make with Japan being as big as it is, Yoriichi not having any descendants, and his twin brother, well, he actually would have descendants, it just wouldn't be biologically his, at least, his offspring's offspring. But his twin brother is the person, we only see 2 people with red and black hair in this entire storyline. It's Yoriichi and his twin brother, Upper Moon One. Everybody else is all in Tanjiro's family. So for me, it just makes sense for Tanjiro's ancestor to be, I think his name's Sumiyoshi or Sumoshi or something. I don't want to butcher it. I definitely did. But his ancestor being Yoriichi's nephew makes so much sense to me. It also makes sense why the red and black hair got carried out through the bloodline. And why, we also have offshoots in bloodlines and stuff like that. If you look at Tanjiro's siblings, none of them had red and black hair. Only Tanjiro did. Now, if his siblings didn't get horribly murdered and they went off to have kids, their kids more than likely would have, just black hair. Which makes sense that the Mist Pillar is Tanjiro's, it would in this theory, the Mist Pillar would be Tanjiro's, relative in some way. It'd be so far removed that it doesn't really matter, but in some way that would be his relative, since they would both be descendants of Upper Moon One. But it just makes so much sense. The red hair has only been seen in those 4 characters, and it's only been seen in Tanjiro's family because it's been passed on genetically. If it was passed on genetically from Upper Moon One, and it would make sense why Yoriichi, in all of Japan, he goes out to the mountains where Tanjiro's family has lived for hundreds of years. He goes to these mountains, he meets up with them, and he chats with them. He leaves his earrings. his earrings that has also been in Tanjiro's family. Which, honestly, what is the quality of these earrings? Like 300 years these earrings live. But he leaves his earrings with Tanjiro's ancestor. He teaches him, or he didn't directly teach. He showed him once. He didn't teach it to him, but he showed him once the sun breathing techniques, and then he left.